Hi, my name is John Bauer, and I wrote Maneus, this book I've been reading from lately. Usually I just jump right into the text without much explanation or context. I like to think the words are the star of the show, but maybe I'm wrong, and maybe it'd be interesting to hear some of my thoughts about why I wrote what I wrote, or what I wanted it to mean. And so, this introduction to an early chapter is like many of the introductions to early chapters, where we go from very abstract time or the chaos into a concrete moment or discrete time. Order, if you will. And I love the way that I go from these fluid, very fuzzy words into a transition that is a specific conversation or core memory around some kind of philosophical idea, usually love or hate or good or evil, the big questions, if you will. And so, here is the introduction to Drunken Commentary. Survival muddies measurements like intervals of time. One day mixes with the next month. Seasons change faster than each New Year's calendar. Small portions of forgetful moments blend with icy cold panic. Spaced repetition set between practiced scales. Sacrilegious holy prayer. Raging currents without the usual spirit. Grander glands touching the physicality of corporeal lust. Lost love weighs heavier on the soul than another full day's long shift. All that remains has passed the test and proven its valuable worth. Defining moments between an unbroken chain of blurred lines, the music fades as the mind wanes. Radio silence as the strangers sip and sup on the cheapest cups of coffee. Nothing amazing ever happens. Every evening is predictable. Whether G-Shock or Rosny Ray decided to stop by meant little to the perfection waiting on the other side. Beauty in an instant or the bitter end, they all honored each other in a way. Bespoke presence tethered together in a generalized sensation, unspoken comfort in the lack of expectations, attendance or participation, inclusion or acceptance, intensity or intimacy, strangers or friends. Past the front doors, the shadows were always dancing, mixing with the chaos drifting down the lonely city streets. The calm of the dirty counter was their barrier to the evil outside those thin glass windows. Half-baked thoughts and half-burnt coffee, the changes were slow and subtle, hard to track the whos and whens, never mind the whys. At some point, the seal was broken, and closing time led to closer bodies. Rosny Ray and Maneus would dance with their eyes and flirt with their attention. She had a decisive softness and a strong sense of wit. Somewhat naively, Maneus looked forward to seeing those emotions rise in his store. Over time, her posture slipped into more comfortable positions. Movements were less practiced and staggered as policy fell to the almighty will of the nightly shift. Radio and coffee, the catalyst for connections. The mood spread like ripples over lonely souls. But their love was disrupting an outstanding order for irrigation. That time together opened a rift. Rosny Ray and Maneus somehow working together within the refuge of the small corner store. Perspective as a fuzzy lens fitting the world into a singular vision. Then one time, Rosny Ray asked a question that successfully stopped time. The shot was heard around the whole city in a series of delayed shock waves. A rare conversation worth remembering in an existence inundated with hedonistic banality. Have you ever fallen in love?